Hey, what's up, everybody? The V Club here. Talk about anything and everything, because nothing's off the table. And lifestyle, entertainment, whatever it is. It's about just sharing my thoughts on things, and I wanted to share with you guys some of the things I've been seeing. And it's crazy. Um, the biggest talk last couple days. Oop, hey, what's up? Let me get back over here. Boom, there it is. Is a subway incident in New York where a woman was set on fire, right, in New York, making a big deal of this because
Nothing makes a
I guess before this happens, uh, Kathy Hochul, the governor, was kind of trying to do press on the subway about how the subway system in New York is the safest it's ever been ever since they got the what do you call um, National Guard in there to help out and enforce whatever. But it was bad. I mean, it was real bad. And funny how that is, And then of course she still pressed on, and this incident happens. It's pretty crazy though. If you actually watch the footage, it's been. I mean, the footage is everywhere.
gathering
I don't
grain
know
like
if they'll show
Eggland's
it
best
here.
eggs. They're
They
just
probably
so
won't show it
delicious.
because it's pretty
With
crazy.
better nutrition too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Gruesome and deadly attack on the subway. Police have a person of interest in custody after someone set a woman on fire.
Well, they already
on
caught
an
the guy,
F train,
but
killing her.
Police say the killer walked up to the victim and lit her clothes on fire. By the time officers got to the woman, she was fully engulfed in flame.
This is one of several violent attacks in the subway system this weekend. One person was killed,
Several
another was
violent
injured
attacks
in
in
a
the system.
stabbing incident on a 7 train during an apparent robbery gone bad in Woodside, Queens. And yesterday,
Shit.
2 people shot on a subway platform in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn.
The subway violence comes during a time authorities are trying to assure New Yorkers about the safety of mass transit ahead of congestion pricing next month and a probable fare hike this summer.
Shit.
Here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
Fare hike and congestion pricing in an unsafe system. Man, New York is out of control.
The NYPD tonight is calling cameras now in every subway car a game changer. MTA video taken in an F train at Stillwell Avenue captured the terrifying crime this
They
morning.
probably won't even
It
show
offered
it.
detectives immediately answers.
But see right here, you can see that picture alone.
Great content needs a
Is,
great audience, like Santa Claus needs cookies.
These damn commercials. There he goes. That's the footage right there. They blurred it, but if you actually watch the video, this person is still standing there alive on fire, just standing there moving. And there's a guy that walks off. He was sitting here, and he walks up. He's like actually using like some sort of blanket or something, almost like fanning her, and walks off to the side as this cop approaches. It's interesting that the guy was just right there fanning the flame. How do you react to that though? Like a person burning on fire? I mean, I guess you grab your coat and wrap around her and try to roll her to the ground quickly. Yeah, I don't know. So that's the dude right there on the side. That dude. He was sitting there fanning the flame, with a blanket initially. It was kind of like weird.
Police have charged a man they say set a woman on fire on a New York City train and watched her burn to death Sunday morning. Sebastian Zepeda, a 33-year-old Guatemalan
Guilty.
citizen, was arrested on a subway train that same afternoon. Police say he had a lighter in his pocket and that his clothing matched that of the suspect. New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch gave more details at a Sunday press conference after the arrest.
As the train pulled into the station, the suspect calmly walked up to the victim, who was in a seated position at the end of a subway car.
It's like sleeping.
The suspect used what we believe to be a lighter to ignite the victim's clothing, which became fully engulfed in a matter of seconds. Officers who were on patrol on an upper level of that station smelled and saw smoke and went to investigate. What they saw was a person standing inside the train car, fully engulfed in flames. With the help of an MTA employee and a fire extinguisher, the flames were put out. Unfortunately, it was too late, and the victim was pronounced on the scene.
On Monday, Zepeda was charged.
Maybe that, when people are critical of that officer that was walking by and she's on fire, maybe someone was saying, I'm getting the fire extinguisher, hold on, I'll be right there. And so he's kind of waiting for that fire extinguisher to come. Because usually it's context, right? You usually see like a snippet of something, but you don't see the full situation. You don't know what's happening. And so to like sit there and say, oh, how come the cop didn't do nothing, blah, 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 blah. Maybe there was that MTA was already grabbing the fire extinguisher to bring it over to fan, to shoot, to smother the fire, because that's how you put out fires. You suppress it with smothering, right? With retardant, some sort of extinguisher. That's how you put out fires.
With murder and arson. Police do not believe that he and the victim, who has not been identified, knew each other or had any prior interaction. Zepeda entered the U.S. without authorization in 2018.
And he got deported already. He was already deported during the Trump administration. And then he came back in through the border as a gotaway in the recent years. So that tells you how bad the border is broken, courtesy of the Biden administration.
And was deported to Guatemala a few days later. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security said in a statement it was unclear when he had unlawfully re-entered.
Of course, they said, well, most recent updates said that he got in as a gotaway during this administration. Anyhow, that's what happened there. Dude got arrested. He's already been charged with, I think, like first and second degree murder and all that, and some crazy crap, and just it's crazy how things are in this sort of soft on crime, New York and other blue cities, right? And it says there, Kathy Hochul faces resignation demands after Guatemala, and deservingly so, because what has she truly done in New York? She's really done nothing except it's almost like patronizing.
It's not just where you eat.
Patronizing people,
It's who you share it with.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul has triggered an outrage after sharing a post about the improvement in subway safety on the same day that a woman was killed here in New York City.
That was pretty
Following
funny.
the burning of a woman on a Brooklyn subway train by an illegal Guatemalan immigrant.
All these
Kathy
blue
Hochul
city
called to
people
now
are
step down and
out of
resign.
touch, elitist,
The 33-year-old
don't know how to budget.
Zapita Khalil is accused of arson and
they
first and
overspend.
second-degree
They're just
murder.
trash.
Elon Musk is among those who have criticized Hochul. He reposted Representative Richie Torres's post calling Hochul to resign. On the same day the woman was killed, Hochul posted about an increase in subway safety, which sparked outrage. Hochul's post also garnered calls of resignation from several others. Brooklyn State Assemblyman
That's a good one.
Dub Highkind said on X, quote, "We all witnessed the
She's not going to
horrible
resign.
tragedy
The thing about
on
blue
the
people,
F train. I am calling on Governor
Democrats,
Hochul
they don't
and
ever
begging
fire
him
nobody.
plead with you to resign
They don't
now."
like to take accountability.
And
They don't
some
ever fire
other
nobody.
Citizens also called for Hochul's resignation as well. On Sunday, a horrific act of violence shook New York. A woman died after being set on fire inside a subway train in Brooklyn. The attack, described by the city's...
All right, so we know what happened there. All right, so crazy stuff. But that was the biggest talk these last couple days here is that. And then, of course, everything that's been coming out with Biden not truly being a president this whole term, as you come to find out that you come to find out it's been almost like a shadow presidency happening this whole time. Like there's been as what she's saying here exactly is running a shadow presidency. It's been like that this whole time. He just gives talking points or given talking points to speak about, and now it's funny how more and more people are taking the blue or taking the red pill, and it's like you're starting to see the truth coming out of Democrats now. Like they're all of a sudden seeing the light, because when you look at how things have been going, and anytime you talk against the Democrats, the blue, they get on you, right? They really put you out to the pasture. They attack you. You're a bigot. You're a racist. You're this. You're that. If you speak against them, it's almost like a cult being a Democrat, which is, phew, because look at it. Anytime anybody has spoken against, Democrats, they jump on you for being critical, as like I said, as if you're being a cult, and or as if they are being a cult, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, it just sucks, and you can't even just have common sense. You can't think out of the box for a moment. And anytime you have any sort of criticism or you ask questions, that all of a sudden it's bad. It's so bad, why don't you be MAGA then? And it's like, dude, I'm just asking a question. That's all it is. So it's just funny how that is. But then as you're starting to see more and more what's going on, you start to see how Democrats are just complete liars, right? About how everything is just not what it really is, right? How they say, oh, the economy is great, when everybody feels that the economy is not great. Inflation's up, everything costs so much more. And let's go, oh, yeah, we've gotten more jobs, more than the Trump presidency. And it's like, oh, you're talking about the jobs you got back that was lost during the pandemic? And then also not truly reported job reports where they had to downsize the figures. And then they say, oh, it's gotten safer because of, they've gotten softer on crime. It's gotten safer. Look at it, the crime data, it's gone down. And it's like, no, with all these blue cities that pass these lame laws to soft on crime on people, and look what happens. It's gotten so bad and out of control that you can't even report the crime because they don't really come to you to take the report anymore. And so it's gotten to the point where people are like, oh, what's the point of even reporting the crime if they're not going to do nothing about it, right? You lose faith in law enforcement because of that. And so because of that, that's why crime is down. when you look at unreported crime, it's actually up. All right. So when you look at everything that's going on, how they lie about the border is secure, but yet 10 million plus people have crossed the border, and the list goes on, right? The overspending on illegals. I mean, it's just so bad and set up to where it's just not good, and they just completely lie you again and again and again and again. Right? Mayorkas, terrible, right? How he still blames, in recent talk, he still blames how they try to come to the table with a bipartisan bill and to work on the border situation, but it was completely out of their hands because they tried, and it's like, get the fuck out of here, right? Just like how he tried to assure everybody that those drones are safe. It's okay, guys. All right, and it's like, it's funny how Democrats never take accountability for nothing, right? Unless it's truly in their face and you force them out. and it sucks that you gotta go through the process to force them out, because other than that, they will never hold themselves accountable for nothing. Biden, you could look at Gavin Newsom, Kamala. She didn't even take accountability for the loss, spending $1 billion+ on campaigning and still lost. It doesn't take accountability for that. That tells you something. Anyhow, and Kathy Hochul, Democratic mayor in New York, or I'm sorry, Democratic governor in New York, Hochul, terrible. Eric Adams, you could see that even though he's a Democrat, you could see he's taking accountability. He's taking steps to rectify things. He's seeing how bad things are. He knows the expectations that are coming. So rather than fight against it, he's going and working with it. So that tells you something. But anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Alright, let me know what you think. Tom calls out illegal. See? We have an illegal problem. And it's so blatant. Alright. It's just too bad though. So anyhow, come January, things will start. Change will occur, right? Hope and change, right? Remember that message that was sent out? Hope and change, hope and change. Yeah, hope and change is coming, all right. And look at that. Anytime you speak against them, look at who they try to put out now. Her, the one that brings the money to the party, and they're trying to put her out for speaking against the Democrats. It's just you can't be critical and give critique, and then they shun you, right? Just like they shun her. Stephen A. Smith has spoken out against them. Now they're shunning him. It's like anybody that speaks. It's a cult. I mean, Democrats are just a cult. Anyhow, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next one.